Hello, everybody. Welcome. Where's the psychic investigator? Hell, Everybody, welcome. It was a psychic investigator. So, guys, long time no see. No, it's been a while. I was thinking, welcome to Magnus' house. No, things are moving over here. It is what it is, right? So I'm back, but I want to talk to you about the things. Tonight we have as a lunar eclipse, supposed to be a big deal. And I want to talk, but I want to talk about this very strange development that the head of the CIA flew over to Moscow. I just thought it was a little odd. Some accounts think that it's a sign that the intelligence agencies are still working. Others not. I don't know. It is it is a situation. Let's just say it. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of lights coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that I create the good and all the goodness of it. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to this information. All right, so here is CIA chief's surprise Moscow trip was to warn Russia not to attack NATO. Warning comes after new U.S. intelligence assessments indicated Russian president could launch a limited assault. CIA Director John Ratcliffe traveled to Moscow to deliver a message to Russia to not attack NATO countries, according to people briefed on the visit. As you guys know, as everybody knows, Russia has been doing all these very serious sabotage attacks. Okay, so let's continue. The surprise visit by the director of the CIA to Moscow this week was to deliver a warning not to attack NATO countries, according to people briefed on the visit. The trip was spy agency chief John Ratcliffe's first publicly known visit to the Russian capital. It followed new U.S. intelligence assessments reported earlier by the Wall Street Journal that Russian President Putin tried to test the resolve of the NATO organization, right? North Atlantic Treaty Organization, with a limited assault on an allied country in the next few years. U.S. officials are concerned that Putin, squeezed in Ukraine under pressure at home, could launch an assault ranging from a cyber attack to a small-scale land incursion, likely on a Baltic nation, their journal reported. A shortfall in critical Western munitions driven by expenditures in the Iran war could also factor into Putin's thinking. The U.S. has degraded its stockpile of certain weapons because of transfers to Ukraine after Russia's 2022 invasion, as well as the Iran conflict. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters in Moscow on Wednesday that Ratcliffe held talks with Russian intelligence officials during his time in the Russian capital, but he didn't meet with Putin. Putin was briefed on the talks, Peskov said. So, here, the White House has offered a little clarity about the Ratcliffe trip. During an interview with conservative radio host Glenn Beck on Wednesday, President Trump described the trip as semi-routine and pivoted to discussing Russia's war with Ukraine. Something may come out of it, Trump said. We're working very hard to get the war ended, and frankly, they both want to see it end at this point. So let's find out. I mean, I don't know, guys. As you know, we had a discussion the other, in recent videos. This whole situation, right, where like it is everything that you look at in the news is just very disheartening. Yet I feel like I have to kind of almost like not filter it, but it goes through it, and it feels like it's not that it weakens it, but it's just something like addressing these things, right? So let's look into it. It's just a little strange. And then there's also, I don't think I will look into in this video, but there's also the incoming elections in Europe and how in France and Germany, the Russian connected parties are doing really well. And I'm like, dude, no. And it's the same thing that I ask, how hard is it to actually for the governing parties or whatever to do something because it's like it's a foreign invasion thing situation. You know what I mean? They're paying for these parties, they're spending all the money. Until when? You know what I mean? Like wake up. Like, you know how like it's every all these like anti-Muslim things. Like what imagine if like the parties were Muslim. Like they would do something about it. You know what I'm saying? There's just something about Russia. They're like, oh, they don't do it. Nobody does anything. It's really remarkable, right? So, but let's find out here what's going on. 1 second. So the question is, what the hell is happening over there? What did John Ratcliffe do in the Russia? What was the point of that visit? So it's interesting. I see him going over there and then giving. It shows me like a letter being delivered, but it's like, okay, here's a letter, and he leaves. I do feel like it's interesting that we'll have to look into him and what he's doing because it feels to me as if he's in Trump's government, but I don't know that he's completely pro-Russian. That's what I don't feel like it is. It's like he's playing a role, but I don't know. Let me ask, is he pro-Russian? What's he doing? Trying to placate. I don't feel like he's okay. I know it sounds bad because anybody who's in this government, you could say, right, is terrible. But I almost feel like he's not as terrible as the other. Okay, something that feels like he still actually is in the American side, believe it or not. But I see that Trump sent him to give a message to them and to kind of say that the CIA is working with Russia to give a message to the world, kind of to make it's sort of like to make the CIA look like it's working closely with Russians. Okay, I see. Just I was just looking into it just now, also asking myself, did he really go do what the news said he wanted to do? Meaning, did he really go say to Russians that they shouldn't attack NATO countries? And it did actually, I did see them saying that they had information that Russians were ready to attack, and he said to not do it. Almost like he had to make that formal announcement because saying NATO is prepared to push back. So, so that's interesting. Okay. But I really still feel like there was something almost like robotic, or the way he was talking over there. He just was like there to show this information, but not really, like he was not fully in it. Does it make sense? Like it's something where he was just going through the motions and then left. So, all right. So let's see here what the card say about it. Um, okay. So yeah, let's look into it because then I have questions about whether Russia will in fact attack a country. What's going to happen to these political parties in Europe? It's a really dangerous situation, really dangerous moment right now. Okay, so let's see what is going on here. Okay, in terms of the trip, the John Ratcliffe trip to Iraq, what would he do? What was the point? What happened? Courthouse, what's done? Jamais, jamais say. So my other question anyway. So interesting. Courthouse message. Courthouse is like it's interesting. It's justice of some kind. Message of concern, false person. Could be lies. False pretenses. Let's see. Let's see. White House Lord. Oh, what was the purpose of the trip? What was the purpose of the trip? Okay. Desperation, loyalty. It is weird, I have to say. So there's definitely this meeting. Now, the court, I don't think it has to do, it's something, it could be something legal. I don't think it is, but it could be about making a decision of some kind. That a decision that would have legal consequences, perhaps made concerned about false person, or it could be false flag, perhaps something like that. We'll see. All right, snake, spy, opportunity. Because yeah, it looks as though they knew exposing the deception. And here's another card. It was a false, could be the false flag, could be something secret. Exposing, is it so? It honestly, it looks like it looks legit. It looks as though that it really was what it was. So when he asked this question about that man, Radcliffe. So what's the deal with Radcliffe? Is he pro Russia or is he pro America? What is he doing behind the scenes? Wealthy, okay. No, this is the military. It could be okay. Oh, interesting. An ending. Okay. So changes, man. Interesting because we had that's right. The dog was in the other one. Now I just something else. Allies. I forgot. Right. Let's see here. Big prize. Military again. Military. Jewelry. And allies. All right. Prize. Uh, It's interesting because when we think of it, I tend to think of Star also Starlink like executing on something they have collected, some collected evidence. All right, so again, another meeting card. Interesting. This is not business partners, but this is a partners. Wife. This is pride exposed. So the truth about them coming out. So yeah, it's interesting, really, because we have the military here in the center. So military partners, that's right, meeting about changes. Here is the ally card, joy collecting information. And essentially it looks like it's calling their bluff. So I don't think that this guy is working for Russia. Let's see here. So what's going to happen to John Ratcliffe? What's the story with John Ratcliffe? Journey, okay. Vision or far away. Surprise. Enemy exposed. Ideas now. Ideas. Strategies. Okay, news. Important child. Important child in the beginning. Important in the beginning. Okay, White House upside down. Victory. Something is starting. Mhm. Wow. So, it's really interesting that, okay, Wow, could be the law, right? Could actually be powerful people. Interesting. The woman. Now, it's interesting, guys. For some reason, I know it's so weird. So, you know what? It's okay. Here's the man surprise news about the White House going down. Foreign enemy exposed. Important person victory, and the law is on this person's side. Vision concerns your new beginning, and at that we're stage of a new beginning, and the woman involved. So honestly, I know it sounds kind of crazy. I don't want to like because it's not honestly, even though the cards suggest this, it's hard to believe, right? But it suggests that this man could be somebody who's not gonna be like if there's an attempt to take down, if there's a time when Trump has to go, he would be one of the people making that happen. Does that make sense? So let me just ask this crazy question that could John Ratcliffe be a person who will help remove Trump? I don't mean directly. Does it make sense? So I get Spirit saying yes. So could John Ratcliffe be a person who could help remove Trump? Money, okay, work, high honor, okay. Behind the scenes, clouds, woman. Okay, now the hard part sometimes it means SES, so that's not, I wonder if he's compromised. Okay. Balance karma, something happening quickly. Oh, now this is there's some secret upside down. So I wonder if could it have something to do with EPS? I don't know, but let's see. E- Enemy. Yeah. It's interesting, guys. It really does sound like you're the old woman tradition. Again, very similar card as the other one here. You see the same, like the local enemy, money. What's the story here? Work. The person working for money, woman coming soon, exposing the enemy. That's right. So, what's going to be the final outcome of that for John Ratcliffe for Trump? Mature man, okay. Money, or sometimes it could be okay. He's trying to assert himself. Could be an event, something recognizes the partners. Now, it's interesting. It's just such a crazy thing. I see here one more. Oh, military. Okay. Hope. Yeah, the wedding. See the similar part to this one, right? The somewhat similar to the married woman alliances, right? So yeah, military. There's our hope for military alliances. So it's something, guys. It's interesting. It's I don't want to again get these things where it's like, oh yeah, so we don't worry about it. Who's gonna help save us or anything not like that. But I don't feel like this guy is 100%. Enough, enough. So why not? What makes this guy different? It's saying he's tied to other things, but why would the Trump government leave him there? It's saying because he thinks that they're in it together, but he has other alliances as well. So we're gonna see. Interesting. But it looks like yes, we're on track. Yes. Well, it is weird. I have to say it is a little odd to me. So I have a question, but is there going to be an attack in Europe? Is Putin going to do anything because that's what he went over there to do? No, I see that Putin is kind of he has his hands tied on his back, so maybe something happens to Putin before they can do. So is I mean they already are attacking Europe. So is Russia going to do something more serious? And it's already serious enough, I think. But let's see. Manipulation, made mistake. Okay, yeah, this is deception. Now, because these are upside down, I would think it's possible they could be manipulating something and then make a mistake. This is deception, treachery, blocked, stress. Now, this could also mean hacking. So Question is, are they going to hacking? Deception. Let's see. Message. House. Oh, who was this woman? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I wonder if it's yes. Let's see. So again, the question is Putin going to attack? Yeah, these are the deranged people that work. That's a service person who works for them. Misfortune. Interesting. Wow, that would be a card. Oh wow! Look, wow, twice. Yeah, wow. The prison. That's right. So interesting. It suggests here we have the misfortune. So it suggests because when I saw this card, I thought to myself, does it mean that they will go like they're gonna go interesting, the young inexperienced young girls. So I wonder if it has something to do with the EPS situation. Yes. So it's saying they might break that up. But again, here you see that those people, the treachery manipulation is blocked, right? And sick. Tell me more about the sick. Oh, sorrow. Again, interesting. Love again, something it feels like something oddly enough, something related to the EPS file could affect this. So yeah, so it's a misfortune here is not to or put to them here. Letter. Allies, friend again from the allies about something here that could be legal, something important, or about the people that have power, creates an ending. So they are alerted before anything terrible happens. So no. So and so let me ask this: is Russia going to win the war? I mean, I just have to ask this way. I don't think it will, but I have to ask. So is Russia going to win European elections in the war? No, I see. Wow, it shows me that in Ukraine there's all these soldiers, but they're almost all dead. Like they're in such a weak position. And then, wow, Europe, it has it's like a knife. They cut them because really it's a massive influence operation, right? So that can be done. I don't understand really why they don't do that more. So it's saying that there's too much like division already, and in those networks, and even the oligarchs are not happy with Putin because he steals all their money. So, but it's so crazy that like the tech bros are saying, yeah, soon enough they're gonna go for the tech bro money. So, wow, it's saying in reality, it's a small number of people that are driving everything, that they're in control. The FSB people and some of the Putin people and Putin himself, but they are in danger because they're increasingly the minority. Like there's such a small number of people that are in power there in reality, and people are not happy. So it's saying quickly, it's saying it's the power, saying the power, their power is based on disinformation essentially, and psyops, psychological operations to think that Russia is so powerful. But it's saying history is not on their side this time. It may seem as though they're on the verge of something, but Europe can do something and will do something. So, okay. All right. So that's what I get for now. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.